What's up, bros? Welcome to another Brograph Brocast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt.
And guess who we have with us today?
David. Are you going
to the mall later?
No, okay. My name is actually David Ariev, so it makes absolutely no sense. So you change the W to a V, and then you can pronounce it. So it's Ariev.
Awesome. We just found that out this weekend, which is awesome.
So I'm really bad with names, and I had to ask how you pronounce it correctly.
My name makes absolutely no sense. So there's no way you get that. It's like just totally bastardized from my grandpa coming into the U.S. and yeah. I think when I get married, there's a plan to fix the name and change it to a V. And then on my site, I've got two V's in the name. So it's arievvisuals.com. Mm-hmm. And the two V's kind of form a W. So I've got this weird W and V relationship going on here.
You're transitioning the brand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
You got it.
Cool.
You should just go crazy and completely change your name.
That's true. I could,
Mm-hmm.
Like Phoebe did on Friends.
Oh yeah, what did she change? Her name
It was Princess Consuelo Banana Hammock.
That's awesome.
Well, if you've never heard our show before, if this is the first time you're listening, this is a show that is a supplement to Brograph.com, which is a motion graphics tutorial site. And this is a little different episode because we usually do this, in our comfy studios and whatnot. And this is kind of a makeshift hotel garbage rig.
We are live from NAB.
Live from NAB.
In the crappiest hotel room I've ever been in.
Yep.
So we talk about motion graphics most of the time and kind of get on some other topics sometimes. But this is going to be a little different because we're going to talk about what's going on in motion graphics at NAB specifically this week. So I have no idea where to start because we're usually a little more structured than this, and it's 2:15 in the morning our time.
Oh my gosh, it's awful. I'm so tired. I was up till 3 in the morning playing blackjack.
Mm-hmm.
And I lost.
Yeah, did you say you lost like $200?
Nah, no, let's not mention how much.
Okay, we're not going to talk about that.
My wife listens to the podcast.
My wife. I'm
awesome.
Yeah.
So,
all right, now that we've got that out of the way.
Yeah. There always has to be one, right?
Yeah.
So
this is interesting because we're all actually in the same room together.
Yeah.
Normally we're not. So we don't know how the audio is going to sound because we're in this crazy mobile, weird setup. So if it sounds different, that's why.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
But what do I do with my hands?
We've recreated. We're actually going to be doing some video stuff this week, hopefully. And I made this little title last week, but we've recreated it here. We have the whiskey and the cigarettes, which nobody smokes. But
and those cigarettes,
and
they were $14.
I could smoke the cigarettes. No, I don't, but I could.
I took one for the team just for the prop right here, basically.
Nice.
So
that's the most expensive prop ever.
I'll give them some homeless
Everything is so expensive here.
My waveform is really low.
We'll fix it later.
Okay.
It's always like that. Trust me.
I'm just saying.
Trust me. Mine's always low. I fix it. It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what do we want to talk about first?
Okay. So, David,
what's up?
You presented at NAB today.
I did, and it was terrifying. But then it got fun. First, it was really terrifying for maybe 15, 20 minutes. And I felt like I was going to have a panic attack and fall over. And I couldn't think about all the internet. There's 1,000 people on the internet listening in. And what are they thinking about me? And what's this going to do to my career? And oh my God, I'm thinking. And what am I talking about? Do I even know what I'm talking about? I'm presenting. Oh, shit. Yeah. Sorry, I can't. Right. Yeah, okay. But then I got kind of into some kind of zone, and by the second one, it was fun. And then at the end of this, you guys totally threw me a bone and asked me all the best questions ever, which was really good. And I was like, I know the answer to that, and I know the answer to that because we were just talking about that last night.
It's so funny. So it seemed like everyone today, we only got here halfway through the day. It was a late night last night. We had to drop our wives off at the airport.
Don't do it.
And so we got there kind of late, and then it seemed like everyone was talking about Octane. Like everyone who was presenting was all about Octane.
I only saw Trevor Kerr's presentation.
Yeah, but he was Arnold, right?
Yeah, he was Arnold. He talked about Octane a little bit, but I actually tuned in to his on my iPhone while I was practicing because I was like, I gotta see Trevor Kerr's stuff.
Yeah,
I love Trevor Kerr.
We were so mad that we didn't get there in time, but we're here till Friday, so we'll be able to see him again on Thursday. We did get to go up and meet him, which is awesome.
Oh, really? Cool, great.
And he said, I'm glad you guys didn't see it because my Arnold crashed.
Yeah, he said Arnold crashed right at the end.
He's too picky because like at the very end. Like, who cares? We already saw like what the Arnold render looked like. Right. You know, Arnold wasn't working on that machine. Whatever. He was done with his presentation anyway. Like that, it doesn't matter. He showed all the content. You know, the point is like his only point was that you could take these nitroblast things and add more detail to the to the polygons so they didn't look so low poly or whatever. And, you know.
Well, you had some crashes too, but I don't know. Watching from my perspective, like as an audience member,
right?
I'm thinking that like your Octane was trying to recalculate, and you were just moving on, and it was like freaking out.
Here's what I was thinking though, like when you're trying to present, and you've got a limited amount of time, so you're trying to go through as fast as you can, blah blah blah, and sometimes the computer just can't keep up with you.
Yeah, at some point things would get really laggy and wouldn't even play back the videos, which was really frustrating. I don't know if you guys noticed that the videos became completely stuttery, like wouldn't play back. Yeah, and it was Cinema was like hogging some kind of memory or something.
And we were talking about this, like, did they set the priority straight or set the priority on the graphics
GPU
cards?
I don't know. Maybe that was my bad because I could have done that. But they don't know about that. They don't know Octane. So I should have set the priority. But maybe that's why things were chugging was I didn't have any of that going on. And you're right. They only have one GPU.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was an M5000 doing everything. I didn't even think about that because in my rig I've got 3 of them.
Yeah,
and so something's going to pick up the slack. Yeah,
and it's powering that monitor.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
As a mirror. So,
and it's not as if the monitors. Some computers you got the motherboard. Has like its own little GPU deal going on powering the monitor or whatever. But all one GPU.
We have 0 viewers on Periscope.
Well, we lost Old Man River, whatever his name was, because now we're just geeking out too hard.
It is the middle of the night.
Yeah. But not in Turkey.
Well, that's true. That's true. So I've got so many notes, but I don't know what we want to hit.
A lot of people were doing Octane, and
so who else was doing Octane?
Let's see.
I missed it.
The VR, the guy who did VR.
Okay, he showed a couple Octane things, but he wasn't actually. It was Unity. But you're right.
Yeah, all of his stuff was Octane. Official,
right?
And my favorite thing, it's so funny. It's because I've got a feeling they're going to be asked this over and over and over again all week.
Yeah.
Anytime someone's presenting an Octane, does Octane come with Cinema 4D?
Yeah.
I was really kind of surprised, but I don't know. I guess I'm not used to answering questions, so I was like, huh? Yeah. I mean, didn't I? Yeah, it's a plugin, or I don't know. Wasn't that kind of clear? I guess not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess some people who are new to it are, just stopping by the booth and don't know what it is.
I saw a couple of guys when you were showing off like how fast it was. They were like looking back and forth. What?
Yeah. I mean, the funniest thing was I did my tech rehearsal or my run through. In front of all of the Maxon dudes, like Paul Babb, the CEO. And at one point, when I showed the blurry reflections, it was the transparency and the blurry reflections, and I hit that button, and it calculated immediately and showed up.
Yeah.
Paul Babb started making some kind of weird noises in the front, and everybody there was all this commotion, and it almost derailed me. I almost couldn't keep going, and then later, someone was like, "Dude, I think you just made Paul Babb have an orgasm or something."
That's funny.
I can't believe that they aren't totally all over Octane. Yeah, it just seems like they would be because everybody's so crazy about it. Seems like they would be just head over heels already on it.
I don't know. Maybe it's just not their job to be focusing on plugins. They're just Cinema, but I don't know.
Otoy is just so big, and hopefully,
where are they?
Where are they? We got to go look for them tomorrow.
Yeah, we have to go find Otoy.
Yeah.
See if they exist.
Yeah.
I know. I swear somebody told me they're here. So
I don't know.
Maybe they'll wait till Thursday again. Jerks.
Yeah. That's what they did last year. But we are leaving on Friday, so if they come in on Thursday,
we'll be here the whole time.
Yeah. Well, I'm leaving on Wednesday. Wednesday super late, unfortunately.
Yeah, you're lucky.
So we'll have
we've
to.
Been,
no, I want to.
We've been here since
stay.
Friday, and
I have too.
I am ready.
No, I want to. I want it to keep going. It's really fun.
We feel like we've been here for a week already.
Yeah.
I don't get to talk to other humans. No, I don't get to talk to people about Cinema 4D and geek out about this stuff enough.
Is this your first NAB?
It's my second. So I came in 2012, and it was with this company that I was with, and like, I like the company, but the dude that I was with is like the super douchiest dude you've ever known. Like, he's just, yeah. Yeah, this is Brograph, but he was a true bro. He does the whole, I don't know, all the, man hug things, and I don't even know. But, so...
Hug it out, bro.
Hug it out, bro.
Hug it out.
But he does like it's not like you're like hugging. It's like he does I can't even... Just here, give me it's like, I don't know.
Oh boy.
It's just like really, really aggressive. I don't know. Anyway.
That's funny.
We got 2 viewers now.
Yeah, we got.
Oh, what's up, guys? What's up, bros?
Anyway, so this dude, like, we were kind of joined at the hip because, he rented the car and, we were just together for the whole show. And I got to go to the Maxon booth, like very briefly. And I got to meet Nick Campbell. And at the time I was like, Nick Campbell, I learned everything about Cinema 4D from you. I love your tutorials and I love you. So I got to meet Nick Campbell, and then it was over.
I still haven't, I saw him a bunch of times today, and I still kind of didn't get up the nerve to go and talk to him.
You have to go. He's really nice. Yeah. I talked to him a ton this week. He's super nice.
He's just surrounded by like 15 different people.
I told you guys, he said, he told me, he sung your praises. He was like, those Brograph dudes, this is a real thing that happened. He was like, I want to meet them. So this has got to happen before you guys leave. Anyway,
maybe we'll go to the pinball party tomorrow.
You definitely should go to the pinball party because screw the super meat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody, you guys are Cinema 4D guys, and everybody's going to be at the pinball party.
It's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
It's not going to help your networking or anything.
That's what Dave and I were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
So.
But to finish my story real quick, it was kind of this like sad first NAB experience because I got a taste of meeting all of my heroes and all the people, and then I got kind of sucked away from that or whatever. But the one fun thing that happened was we went around bar hopping, got super wasted, and then at 5 a.m. we decided it was a great idea to go bowling. And it was 3 of us. We met up with this one other dude who's actually a Hippo guy. This is, for those of you that don't know, this is, Dave and I share some touring visuals kind of history, and Hippo's like this media server. And we were so drunk that we all tied for a score of 27. So like we were just like chucking balls around and like cabinet, and it was like the most ridiculous thing. And then I was like,
what bowling alley is open at 5 a.m?
I don't know.
It's Vegas. I mean,
we went to one and it was closed, and then we drove even further to another one. And then when I got home, like I passed out and woke up the next day, and I was determined. I was like telling them on the way home as I'm super drunk, I'm like, I'm gonna go in and meet Mike Seymour and all the FX PhD guys. I'm gonna wake up at 9. And I woke up and I was like paralyzed. I puked, and I was just totally screwed. And I like couldn't move until 11. And then the dude I was there with was just like, dude, fruit cup. And I was like, okay, fruit cup. And I had a fruit cup, and that revitalized me to the point where I could kind of talk to people.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my story.
Hey, speaking of Hippo, you mentioned Hippo. Did you hear Christy bought Pandora's box today or whatever?
No, who's Christy?
Christy Projectors.
Oh, cool.
Bought the Pandora, but Pandora is like the media server that everybody's using now for projection mapping and all that kind of stuff. So just a side note, I've got to check them out tomorrow.
Sweet.
See what's going on with that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't understand anything.
Pandora is a much better. So there are different kinds of media servers, and some of them have kind of like an application kind of feel. And when I was at NAB in 2012, I saw Pandora, and it looked like kind of like After Effects. I felt, so it like looked like a legit thing. And then the Hippo looks like DOS from 1990s or something, and it's just the most horrible system to work with.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, you took the words out of my mouth.
It's called Hippo.
Yeah. Well, Pandora actually like has a lot of stuff built in, like when you're working with projectors. And so I guess that's why they bought them or whatever. I, almost thought maybe it would be the other way around, but, who knows who has how much money and whatnot. But tell us about tonight.
Oh yeah,
What you did tonight?
So okay,
you've been crazy busy. Since
I have been
got here.
so freaking busy.
Like,
so today,
seriously, and you know what? And we appreciate you taking the time to come and do.
No,
the podcast.
I want to hang out with the Brograph dudes.
Like, you've come and hung out with us like a couple nights, this weekend, and it's so cool. Like,
totally.
We feel honored.
No, usually I'm the one. I'm just listening to you guys while I'm taking my dogs on a walk or whatever.
you wore your Brograph shirt to the rehearsals and Axon and sent us a picture. That was awesome.
And then gave us a shout out 3 times during your presentation.
I was like doing my Zen thing, and I was like, man, maybe I'm gonna listen to a Brograph tutorial podcast. Yeah.
That was awesome. That was way awesome.
Yeah.
That was, man, and what you did today was a freaking marathon of presentation.
Seriously.
That was 2 in a row.
Fun. Yeah.
How long was that? Like 3 hours?
I think it was like 2.5.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you went from 2:30.
No, 3:30.
3:30
like
to
6.
almost 6. Yeah. Dude.
No, I mean, it was like pulling teeth at first. I was just so nervous. Like, I couldn't get my words out. But at some point, you guys noticed it. Like, I hope they cut it. I'm like, I hope they cut the beginning.
You're all right.
Yeah.
You were totally fine.
Whatever. I have like very bad anxiety about presenting. And like when I was in grad school, so I went to grad school for neuroscience, which sounds really funny, like sounds like, fancy or something, but it was like pulling teeth. Like I was a fraud and I hated it. And like, I wanted to get as far away from the bio people as possible. Like they were like, we're going to have a bio party. I'm like, I'm going to go read a sci-fi book and go swing dancing. And I don't know.
What made you go into neuroscience?
So in undergrad, I did neuroscience, so I did biology and philosophy in undergrad, and then at the end, I kind of switched to neuroscience because I found that it was like more interesting. Like I liked the brain science stuff better than regular biology.
Were you going to be a doctor?
No, I was never going to be a doctor, but I was thinking about doing research, or I didn't have a plan. I was just like, this is kind of cool. I kind of like studying this. I can jump through the hoops, and it's more interesting to study than the other stuff. And then when I got to grad school, I was like, oh crap, I have to actually do this. And there's like a lab thing, and I have to like be there and treat it like a full-time job. And it turned out I hated science, and I'm really terrible at like real world objects. Like I'm good with computers, but when it's like you have to, dissect a fruit fly larva with like little itty bitty tweezers under a microscope, I'm like, screw this. What's the Cartman thing?
Screw you guys.
I'm going home. Yeah.
I did biology. Like I was
cool.
studying biology. I was going to be a doctor because I told my wife I'm going to make her lots of money.
Cool.
Now I got to do it like this way.
Well, this is a way more fun way to do it.
It is
pretty fun.
So yeah, I studied biology too. I really liked it. But then
awesome.
I had to take chemistry, and I'm like, nope, I'm out. See ya.
Yeah. Oh yeah, chemistry sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a total waste of like 4 years of calculus.
See, that's this reminded me, like chemistry, like, so the first time I took chemistry, like organic chemistry was like the hardest thing or whatever. I failed it the first time. And then the second time, my friends and I had a system where we didn't even go to class. And I got into this rhythm where like, I don't know, it was just this weird thing. So my friend and I got the top 2 grades in the class, and we did that by never going to class. And we had our friend go and take notes for us. Then we would play lots of Super Smash Brothers.
Okay.
Like just jam on Super Smash Bros until like 5 a.m.
Melee.
Okay. Yeah, no, yeah. And then
do you have a Wii U?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
we should play.
Not
you have
with
the new
me.
one?
Not with me, but yeah, I do.
Okay.
Oh, you mean online? Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't even done that before.
We should.
Okay, cool.
All right. Sorry. Anyway,
I play Rob. No, and somehow that would make us feel sharper, and then we would like study together like super hardcore, like all night. And all of the good things I did in college happened to be all-nighters. Like I would just cram for every single test, and that was enough. And like you just had to like really memorize the notes, and that was it. It wasn't the textbook, it wasn't all these other things. So I feel like college taught me how to jump through hoops, and that's it.
Yeah.
Right. And then in grad school, and they're like, no, you have to be a serious, legit person and care about this and read about it in your free time. I was like, but I don't want to, you know. So
it
was all just avoidant. I was like swing dancing, and I almost failed out several times. So I was in this PhD program, and I switched down to the master's to get out. And then at that point, I started interning with people in Charlottesville, and was soon kind of hired into this, kind of company doing Dave Matthews Band touring visuals and other post-production stuff.
So were you doing motion graphics and stuff like that on the side during all this studying stuff, or did you just come into it?
Well, so I had in college, I made really dorky Zelda parodies with my friends.
Awesome.
The Legend of Vernon, my best roommate buddy Vernon, we would make Zelda parodies, and kind of like he had a Swiffer sword and a pillowcase, hat, and it was the most ghetto like parody of Zelda ever. And those actually got pretty popular on YouTube.
Okay. Can we put those in the show notes?
Yes. I'm not ashamed of those. Those are still funny. There are a lot of things that I'm like, I never want to see this again. Like, I can't believe I made this. Like, there were these videos that I'm like, I made this horrible music video for some like failed band, and I was like, I had these DV cameras, but because I was learning Final Cut, I thought it was the greatest thing ever because I had used every effect, and I had taken so many hours to make this thing, right? I put on every effect, and I was cutting it, and I was syncing. Like, the problem was that they didn't even play. They didn't care. Like, I was just like some kid that wanted to film them or whatever, and so they didn't even bother like singing to their own track, so they weren't in sync. So the process of syncing them up alone was like the most painstaking thing ever. So by the end of it, I was like, this is the greatest music video that has ever been created. And at the time, I was on the Something Awful forums, and I posted it, and I was like, everybody, this is the greatest music video. And people were like, I was really hoping that this was a joke, but this is just sad.
Oh man,
I have a whole bunch of old 8mm tapes that I just fear the day those somehow get transferred, or I have a lingering fear that one day I'm going to die and my wife is going to be like taking these tapes and be like, these are all that I have left of him. Then she sees me like acting stupid with my old friends and stuff, and it's like, that's not cool.
Yeah, some of it was good stupid, and some of it was really not good stupid.
So you were just doing that for fun on the side, making these?
So I kind of had a passion for that, and then, I did this long biology departure. And at some point in the summers, I would go, and my mom has a job at the library in Tampa.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and so she like kind of got me hired into the library as this podcast editor. And like the first day, they gave me a bunch of podcasts to edit in GarageBand, and I zipped through them. I was like, okay, they're edited. And the person was like, we thought that this was going to take 3 weeks, and now we don't know what to do with you. And so I'm like kind of wandering the library, like, where do I go?
Books?
What's that?
Did you read a bunch of books?
How do you mean? Like just like
you had 3 weeks worth of empty time?
Oh no, I like went and found the dude that was doing Final Cut and making kind of semi documentaries with DV tapes and stuff, and I like hung out with him, and I was like, and then I was like, okay, he knows Final Cut, so I went back home, and I'm like obsessively like lynda.com Final Cut, learn everything, tutorial, and then I come back and I'm like, hey dude, you should click this button because this one, this one makes it better. And he's like, huh. So this guy was like kind of a burnout, and he had been doing this forever, but like in just like a few weeks I knew the program better than him.
Yeah.
And this kind of like bonded this friendship where we like went out and made documentaries together, and it kind of expanded. So I kind of like took over the media library thing. So that was kind of a taste of the fun of making video and stuff, and I was always into the software. Like I was obsessed with iMovie, and all that stuff. iMovie 06, dude. That was the best. Yeah.
I hated iMovie.
I loved it.
I still hate it.
I loved it.
You can drag and drop stuff into the templates.
Yeah, it was so easy to use.
Oh yeah.
I went from
they had cool they had the like reflections. They had the text. This is how I got into motion graphics. They had the text with the reflections, right?
Oh yeah.
And the professional looking like scrapboard. Just put in your. So I was like, oh my God, templates. I need more templates. Why aren't there more templates in this
mobile thing with the little things that dropped in? Like
all that stuff.
Do you remember LiveType?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
that was terrible and amazing.
was.
Like the like hands building the clay type.
My favorite go-to was the I would start with the explosion type and then
I
turn
used
it
the explosion type.
to fire.
No,
Yeah.
brilliant.
And they
you
had
took it to
the-
the next level. Oh my god.
They had the slot machine one. And didn't they have something that was?
Yeah, slot machine one.
Oh, I don't. What did they have? Were they on fire? Were the letters actually on
Yeah,
fire?
they were
Was
on
that
fire.
what-
Cool.
And there was
That's
there
badass.
was
Dude, I was at Disney World a few years ago and during the Ready Set Go stunt show or something, and they were using the
Oh,
live
God.
type fire
funny.
font. And I'm like,
Wow.
oh man, that is old.
That's
they hadn't
great.
changed it. They probably made it years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny. Anyway, okay,
Yeah.
so you've been crazy busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we appreciate you coming and doing the show.
No, I love
and
it.
hanging out.
Yeah.
So tell me about tonight. What were you doing
Yeah.
tonight?
Yeah.
I don't know. So I met Andrew Kramer at one point. That was
Tonight?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so
So
cool.
Matthias was like so awesome to me. He was like trying to be matchmaker or something. He was like, David. he like came up to me like, David, you got.
Well, yeah, you were talking a lot about his plugins and his stuff during your presentation.
Matthias is.
After the
Andrews.
yeah,
Oh, I guess you're right.
the video compile.
Yeah, no, you're right. But everybody talks about Andrew Kramer, so that's not unique.
That's true.
That's not unique. But but Matthias was like, David, we gotta get you connected to this dude and come meet this dude. And I was like, this is awesome. He was like playing matchmaker. He's like, this other guy does VFX too. You gotta meet him. And so he took me over to meet Andrew Kramer, and this has been my dream for like 5 years now
Yeah.
or something.
Did you get your picture taken with him?
No, I tried to treat him like an equal rather than like fanboying all over him.
Oh man, I would have fanboyed all over him.
Yeah, it was tempting, but what I said was I was like, Andrew Kramer, you made Star Wars, but I made Star Wars Harry Potter.
Oh man.
Oh man, that's
So you
great.
showed it to him?
Yeah, so I showed it to him. Well, his reaction to that was like he tilted his head in this weird way, and clearly
He
thought
said,
it
"Needs
was
more lens
a
flare."
terrible
Yeah.
idea. And then he watched the thing, and as he was watching it, he just kind of like nodded and said, "This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, and I am really annoyed that you made this." And so that was kind of a really amazing compliment.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Good old Andrew Kramer.
And then he told me about Element. Oh, I don't know if I can say that.
Oh, okay.
No, he I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't sign a contract.
Yeah, but had he been drinking, maybe we.
Yeah, no,
maybe
he
we
hadn't
should
been.
censor it.
Yeah, no. So, the next Element 3D, like they did tons of holographic, stuff with Star Wars. And apparently the next Element 3D, they've been building the compatibility between Element 3D and Cinema 4D. So it's like they can round trip and there's all this crazy stuff and apparently
Really?
new like crazy blending modes with Element, and they literally use it as a professional tool to design the UI in Star Wars. So I think it's a pretty top notch,
Yeah.
like Element 3D is already awesome, but it sounds like the next version is gonna be even crazier.
Yeah. We bought the company I was working for when Element 3D came out. We bought it immediately.
Yeah.
But we couldn't run it. It was we were kind of slow, and I didn't know what to do with it. And then,
Yeah.
the company I worked for was just kind of too low scale in order to really
Yeah.
need that stuff.
Oh, I used the crap out of it. I made a Dave Matthews Band music video all in Element 3D.
Nice.
Yeah, like the building. So, I mean, actually, it's not true. I used Cinema 4D too, and that's when I first got into Octane, was that music video. And I convinced our company to buy a K5000, which at the time, I didn't know that was a terrible, terrible idea because it was $1,800 and you could get a gaming GPU for a fraction of that.
Yeah.
I didn't know. So
Yeah.
sorry, Filament Productions. You're out $1,800. But then again, I put in like way more time into that music video than I should have. Something like 300 to 500 hours.
Jeez.
Yeah. But yeah, we built this like whole city out using the Metropolitan pack, and I was just going Element 3D crazy. And so we actually had a green screen set constructed for Dave Matthews to come in. And it was kind of like this the music video is called Rooftop, and he actually was, standing on a fake rooftop. So we had this little platform to stand on, and we built this big green screen site in a warehouse, put on all my yellow tracking markers, and did a bunch of 3D tracking and put these kind of digital sets in there. So that was my first big,
that's cool
project. It was really fun. That was probably one of those fun projects to date. We just kind of made it up out of our heads.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
So how long did you work doing touring and stuff like that?
I would say 3 years at this company.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't like on tour. I would go.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't like Dave.
See, Dave was on tour.
I would go to festivals, and I would go to, a bunch of different things. I would go to the rehearsals, which would be like 3 weeks in a dark cave.
Yeah.
Which was kind of horrible. And I went on weird, awkward, like following Boyd Tinsley. He's the violinist from Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah.
I'd follow him around on these, like, he would get like really kind of masturbatory about everything, where like after his film that we worked on, he wanted to make a documentary about the film. So it was like really meta, and they were all these like ranting interviews of this dude who's stoned out of his mind, trying to like talk about love and peace and how everything is just coming together in the perfect way, and every person on the film, every person fit their role perfectly, wouldn't have done it any other way. He was just like on crack. Like it was like this religion for him. It was really, really weird. And so we would follow him around in his like tour bus or whatever, trying to get off the cuff footage of him and interviews and stuff. So there were a few weeks like that were.
So your presentation today was basically, talking about being a one-man show and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
You showed a whole bunch of like,
Yeah, I've had a weird path. Yeah.
Yeah, doing it all yourself.
Right.
The breakdown of the music video, and then showing how you did all the other stuff, which, by the way, the 3 textures, just using 3 textures.
Yeah,
that was good.
Awesome.
Sweet. I'm glad you like that.
That
Cool.
was way awesome.
Cool.
So, so do you basically do everything? You have
Okay.
Do you shoot as well?
I used to shoot. I used to do Steadicam, and I used to shoot on like the Red Epic and stuff. Not my own. We would rent it, and we would shoot a lot of like kind of interesting stock elements, like for some of the DMB content, like steel wool burning looks really cool. Just FYI.
Totally.
And we'd shoot it like at 200 frames per second, and use it, comp it into the sky and stuff. So we would shoot these kind of like stock elements, like sand in a tank, and then I would comp that in a bunch of places, and we would, I would do mostly the stuff I would shoot was Steadicam, and then help my friend. It was like we were all friends, and we just went out, and it was not a legit shoot, right? We would just kind of go out in the woods and shoot pretty trees or whatever. And, some more off the cuff stuff. But that definitely taught me.
I've never even touched a Red camera, and here you are just going out and having fun with it.
It's fun, yeah. Yeah, you should. And a lot of my, I'm really familiar with the Red workflow because all of my DIT jobs have been Red or whatever. So Red Dragon, stuff like that. What was I saying?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We're talking about being a one-man show.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
And basically, that's what you were showing
so
today.
In this company, I was not a one-man show. I mean, I was kind of with the visual effects, but there was one other dude that was doing it with me that would take some of the work away. I was definitely like kind of the lead on those, shots and stuff. But no, now I have this one other dude in Poland that I work with.
Really?
Yeah. So I send him. He's freaking great. He's taught an FX PhD course or two. His name is Bart Walczak.
All right.
And I met him because I went to After Effects World in 2013.
Where's that at?
In Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah, don't go to it. I mean, Andrew Kramer went there once and gave this presentation where he cried. And it was incredibly emotional, so you should check that out.
Wow.
Why did he cry?
Well, maybe I just gave it away, but at the end, he talks about how much the community means to him and how, everyone's been so great.
That sounds
And
familiar. I think somebody told me about
choked
that.
Up, and I cried too. I was like, Andrew Kramer. Yeah. So,
That's what you should have told him tonight.
Oh, you're right. I should have said that, but whatever.
I cried.
That's all right.
You
There's
made me
still a couple
cry.
more
You made
days.
me cry, bro.
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 Who else was there tonight?
EJ Hassan France. EJ,
Oh, yeah, because he just showed up a couple hours ago.
Hoppenspeffer.
House and Pepper
Incorporated.
DJ Hats and Pants.
Yeah, hats and pants. I like that.
Well, that's awesome because we saw he was just landing. A few
Yeah.
hours ago.
He wants to hang out with all of us.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Wednesday
totally.
night, dude.
Totally.
Wednesday night. I know you got airport.
I've
but
got
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Cool.
We'll drop you off somewhere. When
Okay.
you get to the airport.
Cool. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Word.
Who else was there? So, I saw at the end. So I was talking to Chad Ashley a lot, who is super awesome.
He presented today, right?
Was he the VR guy?
No, he was the 3D Max to.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so he's the new Grayscale Gorilla dude. He worked at Digital Kitchen, and he is incredibly nice and incredibly knowledgeable.
Yeah.
And he said that. What did he say? He was like, "I'm a fan of Brograph." What? Yeah. So. So there we go. We got Matt's reaction. I already told Dave, but he was like, "I'm a fan. I really want to meet them. Are they coming to the pinball party tomorrow night?" And so you guys need to come to the pinball party tomorrow night.
Here's the thing. Like, no one's coming up to us and talking to us at all.
Well, maybe they don't know what you look like.
That could be the case. But no, because we had some random person, like, actually, as soon as we sat down for the very first presentation, like, someone came up to us and said, "Hey, you guys are from Brograph. I listened to the podcast."
No way. That's great.
So, I mean, we got...
Yeah.
Which was awesome. I immediately took a picture with him, of course.
Sweet. Who was it? Just curious.
I don't know. It was just one of the...
It was somebody who listens.
Someone who was coming to watch one of the presentations.
Sweet.
You know? And then we get a shout out right at the very beginning. You know?
Yeah, that's rad.
Yeah.
That was Joshua Mitchie?
Yeah, Joshua Mitchie.
Yeah.
He's super nice. He's the VR guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's very nice.
He's based out of Toronto.
Yeah, and
that was really cool.
Yeah, I wonder if he knows Sage of Shadow, because Sage of Shadow's from Toronto, you know.
But isn't he now living in...
He's in... Where's that?
Oh, you guys don't even know.
The Caribbean?
Yeah.
Down there somewhere.
Largo or something like that.
I can't remember the country.
Yeah,
now.
It's on the tip of my tongue. Yeah. Sorry, dude. Yeah.
By the way, how's the Talisker? Are you liking it? It's pretty strong.
It tastes like leather. It's great.
I'm sweating. It's so hot in here. This is a horrible hotel. If we haven't mentioned it.
Like, okay, so Vegas sucks. I hate this place.
Yeah.
It is the most fun place, and I was looking forward to this, but man, like, this hotel sucks.
Yeah.
And the last year when Dave and I went, we were both working for separate companies, and we were able to, have them front the bill, so that the only thing we had to do was pay for our significant others to come with us. So it was like maybe $500 or $600. Well, Dave and I were running our own company now, so this is all coming out of our own business. Right. So we're trying to go, relatively cheap. So we're at the Stratosphere, and we get in, and it's looking nice. Everything's looking nice.
Until
even the hallway leading up to our room is really nice.
Yeah,
it smells like weed.
Oh my gosh, it reeks of weed.
Right.
Yeah. And you walk in your room, and it is the biggest dump ever. The AC doesn't work. They've got lights that are from the 80s with the little clicky on things,
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh, it's so bad.
It smells like cigarettes and shame.
Well, that's all in Vegas.
It's shabby chic.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It took me 3 days before I didn't have a headache from before my
oh, no way.
Body finally got used to all the cigarette smoke.
Yeah.
It's just now kicking in this morning for me. I woke up and I was just like,
well, that was all the alcohol you drank last night.
Oh, my sinuses.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Ariel.
Yeah. What I find bizarre about Vegas is that you can literally walk from one casino to the other.
Yeah.
Without going outside.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So it's like the most massive mall you've ever been to, with all these flashing lights, and they're trying to take your money everywhere.
Everywhere.
I got in,
and they have.
I went to a Starbucks, and I ordered, I was starving, and I didn't know where any of the food was. So I was like, okay, Starbucks, this is not going to be too expensive. And I got a fruit cup, I got a bag of sweet potato chips, and I got a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, and an orange juice.
Oh my gosh, that was at least $20-something.
It was $27. Yeah.
We got, we went and saw Cirque the other night.
Yeah.
We got 4 beers, a popcorn, and 2 candy bars for $57.
Holy crap.
Tonight, we went to dinner at a sushi place. Yeah. 5 people, $400.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
It was so bad.
I'm glad we
Yeah.
footed the bill last night and not tonight.
Yeah. Seriously.
Next year, you just got to get Maxon to let you present, and then they'll pay your way.
we've been trying for the past couple of years.
I know that's crap. You just got to talk to Matthias.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Oh, we should go to
He's
the
the guy.
pinball thing for sure.
Yeah, totally.
That'll
So
be fun. I mean, I was gonna go see Puppetry of the Penis
Wow.
because I saw that on the little show thing that you.
you are going to
that's a
see
real
that Thursday?
that's
We
a
got
real
nothing
thing.
going on Thursday. I know how
Oh man.
Dave likes watching his penis puppetry.
Oh man.
Awesome.
Oh.
Learn yourself some new tricks, right?
Yeah. Please the lady.
Damn, Daniel.
Okay, so here's something that we should talk about. Since we're in Vegas.
Oh wait,
you
hold
know-
on. Sorry.
Yes.
Rob Garrett also said that he really wants to meet you guys.
Who's that? Who's that?
Okay. He's a
Now I feel bad because we don't know who some of these people are, but we
Yeah.
probably recognize
he's a
them.
big lynda.com educator, and
Okay.
he's like all over all the conferences, and yeah, he's just a good Cinema 4D guy, kind of been
Cool.
around forever.
We
Yeah.
need to give out some T-shirts.
Yeah,
We haven't given out any T-shirts yet.
I know. We should have. We met some people. So
Yeah,
should
we
give them
did.
some.
And we didn't invite them to the limo. That's bad on us.
Yeah. Well, we'll probably see them again tomorrow. We got like
I hope
3
so.
more whole days there.
Yeah,
so.
I know.
Oh man. What were you saying? We're in
Oh,
Vegas?
so
Sorry,
what was
yeah.
I gonna say? No, it's no biggie. Well, this is what we do. You know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
listen.
I listen.
Yeah.
So we're in Vegas, and you're driving down the strip, and
Yeah,
there's
I know
lots
what you're
of motion graphics.
Yeah.
On all
Yeah,
these big
it's
signs.
true.
The SLS just down the street from where we're staying, I think, in my opinion, has the best giant lit up screen ever. We
Yeah,
were
yeah.
driving down Las Vegas Boulevard down the strip, and we see this giant screen at the SLS, and there's this metallic duck thing that
Yeah.
looks like it is coming out of the screen.
Through a waterfall or something.
Weird.
Yeah.
And it's daytime too.
Yeah,
It
and
looks
it's
good.
daytime, and it looked real, like it was
Yeah.
actually happening because the screens are just so.
Oh yeah, they've got the
nice.
daytime LEDs. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
yeah.
So
Like I
good.
mean,
Yeah,
this
really expensive.
The screens in Vegas have just gotten significantly better since the first time I came
Yeah.
12 years ago.
Yeah, totally. I saw a default Element 3D microphone spinning though.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I've used that same thing in a project.
I will say I think I saw some Octane
sweet.
over by the mall.
The crystals?
The crystals.
Yeah.
There's just something about Octane and
You
like
just recognize the look.
yeah, like and it's I think it's the blurry reflections or the texture on the reflections
Right.
that just gives it away because like. Oh, by the way, I was going to tell you the shotgun shells on your reel.
Oh, yeah.
I freaking love that.
No way. That was easy.
I freaking love
awesome.
that.
Huh.
Like they look so realistic.
I would not pick that as a shot that's like like cool in my. I mean, it's cool, but it's like not one of the hard ones or
Dude,
whatever.
I know, but
Yeah.
like
It looks cool, I guess.
That one every time I see it, it kind of blows me away because it looks so realistic.
And half of that whole look too, like the shells and stuff, and like when you get into blurry reflections and all that, it's not just because it looks like Octane per se, but because lots of people aren't going that far with their blurry reflections because the render is going to take so long.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's a really good point. Because when I'm having to use a standard renderer, I want to use blurry reflections,
Right.
but there ain't no way I'm gonna.
Yeah, I was talking to Patrick Goski, so he's one of the big Maxon guys, and he was like, "Yeah, I really, people are criticizing him because his renders are like 30 minutes per frame, and he's like, I want it to look good, and like
Yeah.
he's got the same kind of problem. Yeah, it was really cool. Like after my, talk." For just the Maxon team or whatever, I went and sat next to this Cineversity dude, Donovan. He's super nice. Anyway, after that, he was like, I'm buying a PC. I'm getting Octane. I was like, holy crap, I converted you.
Good.
So that felt good. I was like, wow, I convinced you. That's awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we've had one person. Okay, so what are you using now? Are you using a PC?
Yeah, so I custom built a PC. I've got some funny stories about all of that business because it's just all really hacked together. But yeah, I've got a PC that's like, it's got, I think 64 gigs of RAM. It's got a 980 Ti, a 980, and a 780 Ti. Mm-hmm. So I've kind of like collected GPUs as I've gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now it's like sitting sideways on my living room floor with its guts hanging out.
Nice.
I built my first PC with the help of my friend.
Have you always been a PC guy?
No. I'm a Mac guy.
Okay.
So I'm still a Mac guy, but I use
Yeah.
PCs, and I love Windows 10. I'm okay with it, so I'm comfortable with both now. But I've always been like, I was spreading the gospel of Mac forever, So and I still use Mac for all my compositing stuff. And if I'm doing anything on set, if I have a PC, they really look down on it. Like, it's not professional or whatever. Like, you have to have a Mac if you're on set.
That's
Either
funny.
have to have an iMac. I've got a 5K Retina iMac, or you have to have a trash can. Otherwise you're not pro.
I have a 21.5-inch iMac, which I hate.
There you go.
I talk about it on the show all the time. I hate it. It's a piece of crap.
Totally. Well, 5K Retina is really nice.
Yeah.
Works great. And I use that for After Effects because I've just got more plugins and stuff, and it's just built out for compositing. But
Totally.
I do all the heavy 3D stuff with the PC. But yeah, the first one my friend helped me build, and along the way I would upgrade parts and put in new GPUs. And at some point I was like, need more GPUs, better motherboard. So I maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 months ago, I spent like a week and a half, 2 weeks building a new, system, like without the help of my friend, kind of figuring out like the new LGA 2011 motherboards and all this other stuff. Like, what kind of power supply do I need? So I've got like a, 1500 watt one or whatever,
So you don't have to run an external power supply.
Yeah, exactly. So I spent a lot of time building this thing, and then it was complete and it worked perfectly. It was awesome. And then I was like going to Tampa for Christmas and packing everything into the car, and I had it in the car, and it wasn't in a big I have big Pelican cases, but I didn't have enough room for the Pelican case, right? So I just had it kind of sitting there, and I'm shoving the dog crate into the car, and then I come around to the other side, and I'm like, I've got a great idea. I'll pull the dog crate. So I pull it, and then this domino thing happens where it goes ka-chunk, 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 and then hits the computer, and the computer flies out the back of my car and hits the pavement. And it was the most soul-crushing moment of my life. I had just spent weeks building this thing. And so I've got this cobbled together mess in Tampa, and I've got it all sprawled out on my parents', dining room table, and I'm like piecing it together. And I'm like, is the motherboard what's screwed? No. And then at some point I got it working again, and then the motherboard died. So like one part after another was dying, and I was like chucking out GPUs out of this thing and like sending in RMAs like, oh yeah, this just randomly failed.
You probably had loose solder points in little places.
Yeah, there were just little messed up things that finally gave out. And
sucks.
And I was like, but I learned a lot more about building computers that way.
Sure.
So I've got like now a power supply tester, so I can see, is it just the power supply, or is it just the motherboard, or where's the point of failure kind of thing. So now it's sort of working. I've had it in a state where it works, but the case is still broken to where like the front panels don't work at all. So I have to go in and tap the actual motherboard power button every time I want to turn it on. And it's like in a state where it'll render. So I'm like, it's good. And I'm going to wait until I don't have any more Octane projects to rebuild it. Cause I've got another version of that same case where I'm going to gut the whole thing and then put it in the new case, and hopefully I'll be back to where I was several months ago. But it's been an exercise in frustration. And when I'm rendering, a lot of the time it'll just power off. Like, it'll just magically decide to be dead.
Mine's been doing that, like, lately, once or twice. I was rendering the other day, and it just, like...
On this most recent project that I've done with all these... I've been doing this project with fluid sims and whatever, with X particles. But it on certain scenes, it would crash once every, like, it would just turn off once every like 10 minutes or something.
Jeez.
It was like horrendous.
Oh, man.
Yeah, my thing is a mess. It's just a mess. And I've had a bunch of frustration.
Just get yourself an old Mac Pro.
I know. Apparently I need a Monster Mac now.
You do.
I'll just go back to Mac.
Totally do.
Go back to old school Mac. This
right.
makes sense.
I mean, you've got the graphics cards.
It's true.
You know?
Yeah, you're right. That's all I need.
And you got a power supply.
But yeah, and like, yeah, that's true. Actually, after I built this second computer, I had enough parts left over from like upgrading things that I actually built a second computer.
Oh, cool.
So that's now I just play video games on that,
Nice.
you know, or whatever, or you know, let my fiance Emma play on it or whatever and stuff, you know. Yeah. So that's cool, and it's a really solid computer.
Lego Harry Potter, right?
Lego Harry Potter, man. So that and Portal 2 is the greatest relationship game ever.
Yeah.
So like you would expect to fight over it, but instead we collaborated, and it was like a meeting of the minds, and we solved this thing together without any fighting at all.
It's very nice.
Such a good game.
Portal 2 is awesome, and then there's one more we've been playing lately called Ib and Ob. Which is another 2-player game. It's these little squishy dudes, and it's like gravity on one side goes up and the other side goes down. You have to like collaborate and switch. It's hard to describe, but that one's another really cool one.
Cool.
What was I talking about? Computers?
I don't
know.
Just random
It's so
stuff.
late.
Oh, how about this? How about not only the signs, but the slot machines and all the games and their graphics are crazy.
Like I'm totally amazed by this. That like the slot machines aren't the slot machines that we kind of grew up seeing in movies and stuff. In movies, it was all you pull the thing down and you know you got the spinning things. And here's what's so weird: like it's all video stuff now. You know, I don't trust the video stuff. I don't trust the video stuff like I do the pull and you know, but
tried and true.
Yeah, so it's all becoming video, and what's kind of neat. I mean, they're doing these almost 3D effects with them, which is super cool, and everything is touchscreen now. So, which it all is flashy and looks cool. You know, and the graphics are really really nice on it. I don't know, what was I saying?
Well, they'll do some like, have you, I know you're not much of a gambler or whatever, but but have you seen any of the ones that have like the LCDs without the backlight stuff on them? Like they're like double LCDs.
I have been paying zero attention to these things. Yeah.
What they'll do is they'll have a giant screen and all the graphics will be on top, and then at the bottom where the actual like rotating slot machine parts are.
And here's what's something that just pisses me off about these things. They still use the same click, 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 you know, and like all the same sound effects from the old school ones, they're bringing them over. Like, why not just come up with your own new style or something?
Because it's something about like what it does to your brain to make you do more gambling. I think that's weird.
It's the addiction.
But the whole thing is like they'll have a second LCD in front that's offset on Z, if you will.
Yeah, so like the
pop up
Sea Adventure one, or
that's one of them. So it'll pop up in front of you, and then we played that other one yesterday.
Yeah, this is a good story. So, so I was sitting in front of these slot machines, and I was like, man, I wish these could be like more skill-based, like video games, and then I'd be into it. Like, so that if I was, you know, they'd be really hard, and you know, but you know, I would just work at it, and then I'd be able to win a lot of money, and you know, it'd actually be like a fun challenge versus this stupid luck thing. And then Dave sat down and he was like, man, I wish that these things would be more like video games where it's skill-based.
Yeah.
And we were sitting in front of these machines, and then all of a sudden,
my wife,
Christy, my wife, popped into this mode where she was suddenly a turtle collecting coins.
She had a joystick.
And she had a joystick, and it was a video game. So it was like this really weird circumstance where it was like our both of our collective dreams came true, and then we all like jumped on it at different turns
because it sucked.
Yeah. But then she won like $35 or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, Christy was the luckiest out of all of us. She kept hitting the big money. Oh, we threw $1 in a slot machine
for my mom. Yeah.
For Dave's mom, and it hit $40.
That's awesome.
777.
So Nick Campbell, he loves this. He's such a funny guy. He really likes old school tinkery things. He doesn't really like any of the new slot machines. There's this one slot machine in the MGM called Horses, and it's like super old school.
You put in the quarters, right?
You put in the quarters. So he likes it because it's old school. You put in the quarters. Apparently, it has the worst odds of any machine, but he doesn't care. He's like, I'm not trying to make money.
Well, the thing with the game is, so you put in the quarters and you choose like 2 different horses. And these little horses, you know, it's kind of like the old football game, you know, that you turn on and they all shake or whatever. So these horses go around this track, and you have to guess the two horses, the horses that come in first and second.
I see.
And then you win.
Gotcha.
So it can't be,
wow,
it has to be
intense.
first and second.
Wow.
So so that's probably why the odds are so awful.
Yeah, it sounds
But
terrible.
yeah, it is a really cool machine. I saw one the other day, and I wish I had some change on me,
Right.
so
Yeah,
that
I
I
don't have
could
any
have
cash
played
on me
it
at all, yeah.
But it was a pretty cool little game. Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, so you guys you crashed the Adobe party tonight too?
Yeah. Man, yeah. So So what is my day?
How was the party bus?
Yeah.
The party bus. Oh my God, so many things. All right, let me run through the day. So, so I woke up. I ate at Wolfgang Puck.
Really?
Yeah, fancy. Well,
was
it's
that?
actually cheaper than Starbucks, like way cheaper. Actually, no, I lied. Wolfgang Puck was the other day. I went to. There's another it's like IHOP. Honestly, like it's just some hotel breakfast crap. But so after that, I went back up to my room and rehearsed my presentation, and then on my iPhone I watched Trevor Kerr's presentation, which was fun. It's fun like being able to choose whether I'm going to watch them online or be in person.
That real man.
He's
so good.
No, yeah, he's too good. He's only been doing this for 4 years. Can you believe that? Yeah, quit now.
Dang
Just
it.
quit now. Quit now. Get out.
That's not fair. I've been doing this for 4 years.
Yeah, it's
Man.
total crap. Me too. Yeah, exactly.
I told Matt the other day. I think we were on the phone or something or Skype.
There are just some artists
like-
who are just
He's on crack.
naturally inclined for this.
I told Matt
Yeah.
the other day, I'm like, okay, once this plugin is done and it's out there and we got that taken care of and we're working during the day, at night I am going to start trying to make cool looking things because I want to build something
Yeah.
that looks decent.
Yeah.
And there's not enough hours in the day, and I'm just going to have to get over that. I don't know what else to do. Because I see that reel and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, totally.
Ugh.
When we went up to talk to him today, I was like, "Hey, I'm Matt Milstead." And he kind of looked at me like he recognized the name, and I said, "Brograph."
Brograph.
He goes, "Oh yeah."
Oh yeah.
That felt good.
Cool. Yeah, totally. That's awesome.
I accidentally quoted Ford, thinking it was my own quote this week.
Yeah.
But we were talking about that whole thing, and I was like, man, I got to put some stuff together because I know what I'm capable of, but I just haven't spent the time getting it to the point where I really want it. And I'm never going to impress anybody with what I can do.
Yeah.
And then I realized that Ford actually said, you can't impress anyone with the work you're going to do. And I must have subconsciously remembered that quote from some point. But totally, totally true. Like, man, you got to get on it. I guess that's why everybody does the dailies and whatnot.
I want to start, have you guys looked into like different sleep patterns? Like there's 4 different types of sleep patterns. And a buddy of mine did this in college where it was you would sleep 20 minutes every like 4 hours.
That sounds insane.
Yeah, and so technically you're only sleeping like an hour and 20 minutes every day.
Right. See, it's all micro sleep or whatever.
Yeah, but like it's such good sleep and you feel refreshed afterwards. Man, that's what I want to do.
Our schedules could actually allow that.
I know.
Should try
Except
it.
for when we have to go into an office or something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I like sleeping. I want to sleep.
Okay, so sorry. Finish your day.
Oh, I
Finish
don't
your
know.
day.
Oh, my.
Oh, yeah, I got to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
All
All right,
Go
go
for
ahead.
it.
We'll keep going.
talking.
Okay. What did I do?
Don't flush, though.
I basically obsessively practiced my presentation until it was close to do the presentation, and then, did that for, got to the booth, talked to a bunch of people until it was time, freaked out, like, talked to these guys, and I was like, I'm gonna panic and fail. I'm a fraud. and then I did it, and at first I was really, really nervous, and then at some point I got into my groove, and it became fun, and by the end of it, I was like super hyped up. And then afterwards, I just felt like I was crashing. And then it was time to go to the Medium Motion Ball, which was, everyone and their mother was there. I
hear the food is good.
The food was actually really good. I was really surprised. Yeah, it was delicious. And I got like a whole tray of desserts for myself. So yeah, I met Andrew Kramer, and then I met this other dude that partners with Andrew Kramer and did like a ton of UI design for like the Avengers and all these other huge movies. I'm
Nice.
like, are you kidding me? I forget his name though. That's probably a problem.
Is it the guy who used the city kit to make the thing for what's the movie? You remember there was a guy he did like a heads up display thing for.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, well, he said he did a heads up display thing.
What's the gosh, I haven't seen the movie and that's why I don't remember. It's not the Avengers. What's the other superhero movie?
Are you talking about last year?
No, red maroonish suit.
Iron Man?
The Flash?
No.
Iron Man.
Okay, yeah, he said. I think he did say he did stuff for Iron Man.
Because I saw that.
Sorry,
I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember this dude's name, but he works with Andrew Kramer, and they work together in Star Wars on all the UI and stuff. And he also worked on the Avengers, and I met this dude, and it was like, holy crap. But I forgot his name, which is a problem. But he has my contact info now, so that's good. Yeah. Matthias introduced me.
So after the ball,
so the ball is kind of lame. It's a lot of people talking, and it's like presentations and endless giveaways of prizes. Is it
salespeople, like more salesy, trying to mingle with the artists?
Maybe.
Or is it?
You know what I mean? I think
that could be a bad combination.
I don't understand you hippies, but
right. Yeah,
you're making me money somehow.
There are definitely some older people running the show. Apparently, like every year, the Germans get up and parade things around and talk about how good design used to be in the ye old times, and so it's just kind of a little bit stale. But then, like the Maxon people described it as because all the Maxon people are together in a couple tables. They're kind of like it's kind of like so bad that it's good. Or whatever, like, you kind of like make fun of it a little bit. But you also get to meet everybody, or everybody's there. But it's just like everybody's at these tables, and it's like not the most social kind of setting. I don't want to talk crap about this. I feel bad, but yeah, like literally at like 9:00 or something, all of Maxon made a mass exodus. We just all kind of like started getting up, and everybody was like, just going for the door, like gonna crash the Adobe party. So we waited around. Yeah, it was fun. We waited around, and then after like 30 minutes or something, this party bus arrives, and we all get on it, and the lights are flashing, and there wasn't any alcohol. There was just water.
Were there any dancers or something? And
there were poles. Nick did a semi attempt at a pole dance, where he was in some funny positions, but Matthias got up and did like some kind of exotic dance that was amazing. And everybody was like, "Oh my god!" And that dude is awesome. He's hilarious. He's such a good like leader of all of this Maxon stuff. But Trevor, after he did that, was like, "I can't unsee that." So yeah, that was ridiculous and awesome. And then after that, we were, at this Adobe party where the music was way too loud and where I felt like I had to yell at everybody, and it was kind of overwhelming. But EJ Hasselfratz was there, and, Andrew and everybody else. And I don't know, I was kind of burning out on it at some point. I was like, let's
go talk about it for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, totally.
The Brograph podcast.
No, this is way more chill. Like, I can actually sit here and talk. My neck is so tight.
That's what kind of sucks, man. When you go to a place where you cannot hear anything, what's the point? I never understood that.
Yeah, I couldn't actually hear anything that was going on at dinner tonight. When some of them were talking to me, I was just like, totally.
I smile and nod.
Oh, you're asking me questions? Yeah.
I just like my cheeks hurt from smiling too hard. Like, because I have to smile at everybody, and then I'm like nodding and smiling a lot, and at some point it's like, oh my god, my face hurts so much from holding these positions. And I mean, like, I'm
but it's not fake. I'm sure you're just happy to meet all.
I am really happy to meet everybody, but my face gets stuck there and it hurts. But yeah, it's been an awesome time so far. Yeah, it
ain't over.
That's true.
So,
oh man,
today was the only day you're presenting.
Yeah, no, I'm like free now.
You did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
I gotta say, I enjoyed every moment of your presentation.
That's awesome.
Freaking marathon, dude. And c4dlive.com is where all the presentations are live and will be kind of like posted after the fact, right?
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do for the next couple days?
Hang out with everybody and have fun.
Sweet.
Cool.
I'm gonna.
Is there anything at NAB you want to see? Like that you're really excited to see?
I care way more about connecting with other people and just like meeting artists and like geeking out than I do about the new tech. Because I can read about that online and like I know what a camera looks like and there's going to be a new camera and it's going to be 8K and whatever and I don't care. You know, I mean, yeah, there's a lot. I mean, it's cool to see. Like, it's fun to see the exhibits. Like, Red's booth is absurd with like they've got like a Warthog.
Always is.
Warthog there. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys want to see? What are you excited about? I mean, if Otoy is here, then I want to go.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I just need to find out where they are.
Yeah.
I would like to actually sit down at like the Autodesk one because this is the first year where I actually have some knowledge about an Autodesk. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a little bit of knowledge about an Autodesk program that I'd love to be able to sit down and talk to someone about.
MotionWorks too.
Yeah, MotionWorks. We loved it. I mean, we just
he was at the Media Motion Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I love to sit down at the watch some of the Adobe stuff. You know.
Andrew Kramer's presenting again tomorrow. He presented today
at
2. I missed it, unfortunately, but he's presenting again tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to catch
I'll have to hit that one up.
Yeah.
I bet you it gets jam-packed with people.
Man, yeah. I know.
That booth is so crazy whenever he presents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And last year when Freddie Wong was presenting.
Freddie Wong presented last year? Oh my God. Okay, so if there's anybody else that I want to meet in my life, that's on my bucket list.
Is he here this weekend?
I don't know.
Or this week?
You know what? The 2 years, the past 2 times that I have come, Freddie Wong has been here.
Wow.
So, like, the first time he was presenting at this tiny little, like, light panel booth.
No way.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Freddie Wong, what are you doing
it was so funny
here?
because, like, it was just a tiny little booth, and, like, right before Freddie Wong was Philip Bloom. And
no way.
Yeah, and I'm like, this tiny little booth, and you're getting all these big names and stuff
crazy.
like that. So then last year, Freddie Wong was he was at the Adobe booth, and
cool.
He showed off a bunch of his stuff, and there was a ton of people there.
Totally.
But
sorry.
No, I don't know. I don't know who else they're gonna have. They always seem to have a really good artist from the industry. Like a few years ago, they had. What's his name? He did Godzilla. He directed Godzilla.
Gareth Edwards.
Yeah, Gareth Edwards was here.
I love Gareth Edwards. I watched his FX PhD course. It was amazing.
Yeah. He talked about like 3ds Max and kind of like you do, full one-man show.
That was really my inspiration. Why I felt like
totally,
I felt like I can do this one-man band kind of thing or whatever. And, I mean, it takes a huge amount of grind and but yeah. I mean, he's just on crack. He's on another level.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, and it was so cool. Like, and I didn't even know who he was.
Yeah.
And I was with a buddy of mine who lived in LA. He came into town and we were just walking around and he goes, "Oh my gosh, it's Gareth Edwards,
Wow,
let's watch this thing. I just watched Monster the other weekend and I loved it,
Totally.
And so we got to sit down and watch him talk about how he made it and how he was shooting it. One of my favorite story that he told, he had presented it to, or when you're giving it to the Austin Film Festival, you have to give them like a rough draft before you give them your final draft. You've got some time in order to finish it, and so he gave him the rough draft, and he hadn't finished the monster yet. He didn't know, so they just put like some text in there that said "Monster goes here."
Right.
and they got it accepted. And so when they turned in their final one, he says they told him, "Well, we hope you fix the text." And he goes, "Oh yeah, it's a much nicer font now."
Awesome.
So, but yeah, like, he was seriously a big inspiration to doing this whole one-man show. And
Totally.
like, he made me realize that you can do this, and like just being able to watch him do a lot of his compositing work was like a total like mind explosion.
Yeah, and he was like the king of doing only what you need. Like cheating all sorts of stuff to add in the kind of build out the atmosphere in the most easy way possible. And because he was designing all that stuff himself and it was under his control, he wasn't having to iterate a million times. He was just focusing on creating his own thing or whatever.
Totally.
Yeah.
I saw Godzilla. I loved Godzilla. I thought it was a great version of Godzilla.
Yeah, it was really fun. Totally.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see what he does with Star Wars.
Yeah, me freaking too.
Yeah.
Did
you see the trailer for Rogue Squadron?
I did.
Rogue Squadron
looks totally insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited that they're going back to the original timeline, to get like the whole idea of getting the plans for the Death Star and stuff like that. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's so cool.
The real movie that I'm excited about, though, the real Star Wars movie I'm excited about is the next one because it's directed by Rian Johnson, and he did Looper. So this is going to be a dark Star Wars. It's going to be real weird and crazy. And Looper is like literally one of my favorite sci-fi films.
It's such a good movie.
Like the design of it and all the subtle details, and you can go back and watch it a million times and notice all these new unique elements or whatever. Yeah, that movie blows my mind.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
And then the other thing I was going to say is the other guy who's like Gareth Edwards is Wes Ball. I don't know if you know him. He did the Maze Runner movies.
Okay.
But he also...
I only saw the first one.
He's really similar to Gareth in that he was also a one-man band, and he also had an FX PhD course on Roto, or whatever. So he was like totally in this like kind of, just doing his own thing, working on Survivor, reality TV removals and stuff, and like built his way up as a one-man band, working with, small teams and artists and just collaborating, and eventually pitched the Maze Runner concept and like made a short kind of like 6-minute animated piece with some people that looked freaking amazing with all these overgrown maze looking things, and then was slated to direct Maze Runner. Yeah. So yeah, the path into that is crazy.
That's so funny because like, I don't know if I've mentioned this on the podcast, but I was reading the Maze Runner series.
Oh, cool.
And so after I finished the Maze Runner, the first book, I watched the movie, and I actually thought the movie was better than the book.
I believe that. I feel like that was true with Divergent, too.
I never saw Divergent.
I recently listened to the audiobook version of Divergent, and it's just kind of crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the movie was, like, mildly entertaining.
Yeah.
And way shorter. Like, I didn't have to sit through, like, 10 hours of it or whatever. Yeah.
I felt like the changes that they did on the Maze Runner movie were quite good in comparison to the book.
Cool.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But that whole series of books sucks. It is awful.
Gotcha.
Save yourself some time, don't read them.
I mean, they sound so tempting, like it's like kind of cool dystopian, whatever, and following on the coattails of Hunger Games, which I loved the Hunger Games books.
Yeah, I thought the Hunger Games was great.
Yeah, those were
I hated the first movie. I thought the first movie was absolute shite.
Second movie was really cool.
Yeah, I watched the second one. I liked it a little. I liked it better than the first one. The first one was just so bad with all the handheld is good when you use it well.
But so they had a really limited budget on that, and they were trying to cover up some not great visual effects with those really handheld shots.
Yeah, but
it makes
still
people sick.
At the beginning,
it
you're
was
like
over the top.
Yeah, like right at the very top of the movie. I mean, you've got all these handheld shots and like trying to do this panning and stuff. I actually walked out in the theater. Like I got like maybe 20 minutes into it.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm not gonna pay to be super sick at a movie because
I did that with Flight 93. When I saw Flight 93 in the theater, I walked out because I was gonna throw up.
I don't think I've ever walked out of a movie. Yeah.
Mr. Holland's Opus.
Oh.
But I was like in 6th grade.
Really? It was a good movie.
It was a good movie, but like,
made me cry.
Yeah. Totally.
So, so today was Trevor Kerr, Donnie Bauer, who I don't know much about Donnie Bauer.
Donnie is the nicest dude ever. He is the most chill dude. So he runs No, he doesn't run it. He is a creative director at Optimus.
Okay.
He works with Trevor. So the FITC titles,
okay.
Those amazing like the form distortions and all that waxy looking stuff. Like the compositions on that were freaking amazing. He directed that. So Donnie is awesome, and he's like this really, really humble dude, and he wears like shorts, and he's like I hung out with him, and he like walks around, and he's like, yeah, I just like went to this pool today, and I sat there and just like watched all the people for hours. And then I wanted to go, and like at night I saw there was a circus, and the lights were really cool. So I like took my camera and I wanted to see, like I really want to like this thing to be like I like that this is like old Vegas rather than So he's just like got this eye and kind of like weird like floater dude, like kind of feels like a surfer dude. He's just really nice. I really like Donnie. Yeah.
How about Casey Hupke? Casey
Hupke is a badass. Yeah, he's hilarious.
I really want to because I didn't see it today, obviously, because we were out kind of late last night. But his VR presentation.
Yeah. So
from today.
So when he was talking, he kept being pissed off about the title, which I don't know. I guess he didn't name it himself, but he's like, there's really no VR in this.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
He's like, why is the title VR filmmaking or whatever?
Well, on the one, I thought it was weird going from 3ds Max to Cinema 4D.
There wasn't any.
Yeah. Yeah.
Weird.
Oh, and Chad Ashley's thing?
Yeah. I didn't see it from the beginning.
Maybe he got to it.
He might have done it maybe this is why he liked Cinema 4D over 3ds Max.
That's what it was. That's what it was, because he was a 3D Max guy.
Yeah.
Who
but the title made me assume that it was how to
go from
seamlessly convert from one.
Right.
And I'm like, Max to C4D. Come on, it's just a simple click of a button.
Right.
No, he's CGPOV, right? I think he's CGPOV. That's his name on Twitter and all that. And that might have been his website name too, because that sounds familiar. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But I saw something somewhere where it said why he went from 3ds Max, or why CGPOV went from 3ds Max to Cinema 4D.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then he ended up with Grayscale now. I don't know what his official title is now. He's like
head of ton of Grayscale people now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you were there. We talked about Joshua Michi.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I just wanted to jump in with a little Max to C4D thing. I've got my own little story.
Mm-hmm.
So recently I had to make some flower opening or whatever for this actually TV show called Vampires the Musical. It's coming out, that's actually not the title. I think it's still under wraps. And I actually think I'm not supposed to say what the real title is. But it's just like this shot where someone's magically opening a bunch of flowers. And I don't know how to make a flower animate convincingly opening. There's a whole lot that goes into that.
Dave's done it a few times.
Really?
Mike the Monkey actually had a
he's got some good spiral growth and kind of those bones unfurling and stuff.
I've used that before.
That's really cool. But anyway, it was a really low budget project anyway, so they were willing to pay for a turbo squid model, and I found this hibiscus flower that had this beautiful opening animation, and it was this 3ds Max file, and I figured I could get it and take it into Cinema 4D, and of course everything broke, even with FBX, and I contacted Turbo Squid and I was like, hey, can you guys take care of this? And of course on their Turbo Squid it says we don't do animation, we don't do rigging, we don't do any of these, we don't do these. They suck at conversions. And so I actually figured out this interesting workflow. There's this God format called Alembic. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It is the most compatible format, for it's been created the most recently for kind of bigger studios to trade files and really compatible. So I went into Max and I exported as Alembic. And all of the deformers and everything came into Cinema 4D seamlessly, and I was just able to use it.
Really?
So it just magically worked. I think there's kind of some weirdness about it's not as accessible. You can't really edit the mesh, and it doesn't necessarily have UVs, and it's kind of weird. I don't really get it, but it was really good for this application because I wasn't really editing anything. I kind of retextured in Octane and gave it a subsurface scattering look. And blended it nicely into the scene. It's in my reel actually. It's kind of in there really briefly. Towards the end, there's just this one shot of this flower opening really quickly.
I remember the mushrooms. Okay. The mushrooms were cool.
Yeah,
really?
That was cool.
That was way cool.
I kind of freak out about so when I did this project with my friend.
By the way, the brush tool, I never knew it was there.
Really? That's awesome.
See, because
I didn't know about it till recently.
I've always sculpted.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I've always gone into sculpting mode and done all that stuff.
When I did the mushrooms, I was using actually the magnet tool, which is kind of a slightly inferior version of the brush. The brush has way more options or whatever.
I still use the magnet tool sometimes.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
But yeah, when I did that mushroom project with my friend, who was often the creative, he was creative director for this DMB content a lot of the time. He had spent 2 weeks painstakingly shooting these mushrooms. And this was a really awkward situation, and I felt really bad. This is kind of bad on my part, but I went in there, and I just want everything to be perfect. And so I went on iStock Photo and some of these other stock sites and looked up time-lapse mushrooms. And there are ones that were kind of better than his. But he had spent so long doing it or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, because the ones that are actually in there have all these imperfections that I don't really like.
I thought it was cool.
Really?
Yeah, it adds a neat little...
It adds a something, maybe.
Time-lapsey feel.
But there were ones where it's like totally blown out. There were frames that are just like glitched out or whatever.
Yeah, but I kind of liked that.
Okay.
Like,
well, if it's cool,
was
then
very,
that's good.
it seemed very stylistic, and I kind of liked it.
Anyway, I heard his feelings because at some point I confronted him and I was like, "Can we use these other mushrooms?" And he was like, "Why don't you like my mushrooms?" I was like, "No, I like your mushrooms. I just want to have more options. I want to have all the possibilities so we can get these mushrooms too, and they're only $40. Can we do it?" And he was like, then it just got awkward and I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, cool. What were we talking about?
How'd you do your tree growing?
Oh yeah, Speed Tree.
Speed Tree?
Speed Tree.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's like this game, it's just a program that really, really easily allows you to design trees.
Okay.
So it's like pretty specific. People in games use it a lot. So I have a fun story about that one too. But now in version 7, it allows you to animate growth, which is cool.
Wow.
So, but my better story is that I actually did a logo resolve maybe 2 or 3 years ago where they wanted a tree to grow. And I had SpeedTree version 6, but that did not have any animation capabilities. And so but they have these sliders that allow you to kind of make the tree bigger, smaller, and grow the branches. And so, yeah, you can see where this is going.
Yeah.
I treated it like a stop motion project.
Oh, wow.
And I exported 50 trees. And on every frame, I would flip out to a different tree in Cinema 4D. Geez. But I created this animation and it looked really good by the end of it. But like, so I would run through and I would have to, in my head, I think I may have started writing down the parameters, but I'm like, I'm going to go 5 on the tree branch and I'm going to go, 10 on this parameter and 10 on this parameter, export another one. And then at the end, I was like, I want to ease this. So I'm like, now I'm going to go divide it. And like, so like I got super crazy. And so I had to run through, the first time it was terrible.
It didn't let you like do keyframes or anything?
Yeah.
No, there are no keyframes in that. No.
Is it a whole separate program or is it actually
whole separate program?
Okay.
Yeah, so I was exporting.
How much does it cost?
I think it was like $1,500 or something. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It's not worth it. Now they've got like Forester plugin for C4D that I really want. And that has like really cool animated wind or whatever. But yeah, one of the attractive things to SpeedTree for me or whatever, when I had the trial, I was like, you just click the wind button and all of a sudden you're magically seeing this beautiful simulation, right? And yeah, I was like at that point, those are those like eye-popping moments, like, I said in my talk, like complexity for cheap, where like I'm clicking a button on the computer and it's making something amazing right in front of me. And I'm like, this is where I'm like in love with the software or whatever, because this stuff's so user-friendly. But yeah, so what was I saying about SpeedTree? I don't know.
$1,500.
$1,500. Man.
Yeah. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true anymore. Yeah.
And you wonder why people pirate things.
Yeah.
That's way too much money.
Yeah.
I would think that you would be able to create some sort of tree growing.
Yeah, but this
using Espresso or something like that.
Probably, but I don't even know even a little bit of Espresso.
Easiest one. Set driver, set driven.
I know. Okay, I know that one. I know that one. All right.
You got to get into it, man. You would love it.
Yeah, cool. You totally would.
It seems like too techie something for me. I don't know.
I don't know. Do you like math?
Man,
no.
Okay, I don't like math either, though. But it's more like a puzzle.
I love math.
It's more like a puzzle.
Cool.
I love math. I love Espresso because of it. Anyway,
it's good. Okay, so if you're listening when we post this and it's Tuesday, you can catch these other presentations live. Dan Pierce, it's spelled weird. Yeah. Jeremy Cox, Allison House, Nick Campbell, of course, talking about his HDRI stuff.
Yep.
Sarovsky.
Yeah, that's a company.
Okay, the whole company? Like, who's presenting?
I don't know.
Maybe so that's about stereoscopic production stuff, which is good. Chris Schmidt is going, Thomas Brown, Graham Johnson, and then on Wednesday it's going to be Steve Teeple, and then Swarovski, the company again, maybe a representative. But then Grayscale Gorilla is going to do one of their live things from the booth, I guess, on Wednesday afternoon. Jeremy Cox again, Dan Pierce, Jesse Vartanian, talking about Cineware. We've got Athanasio. I don't know how do you say that.
Oh, that guy's great. Noseman. Call him Noseman. That's his.
Okay. No. Okay. It says
yeah.
Noseman.
He's Greek.
So Ford pre-roll ad. That's cool. And then we got some. And then they're doing another one right after that. They're doing 2 in a row, which will be cool. Now Thursday is kind of like a short day, so there's going to be in the morning something about NVIDIA iRay. That'll be kind of cool to see.
Yeah, let's watch that.
And then Casey and Trevor go again, and then they do this free-for-all thing, so we'll see what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Yeah.
Sweet.
We haven't been here on a Thursday, so I don't know how they wrap it up. So now NAB itself, I guess, goes to the end of the day on Thursday, right?
I don't know.
They go to Friday? Just Thursday.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's just Thursday.
All right, so Thursday. So it should be good. So check it out, c4dlive.com. And we're going to be doing some video stuff too, which will be cool.
Yeah. Hoping to interview a few people.
Yeah, we met the CEO of Maxon today. That was cool.
Oh, yeah, Paul Babb.
Yeah. He was super nice.
He's really nice. He's hilarious.
I want to get him to tell his story of how he brought it over here, like on camera.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That would be cool. Anything else? Man, there's so much going on.
I have some things I can bitch about Octane. No, I don't know. Or I don't know. I've just been running into like all these issues where like they're like I will have scenes that will literally crash on me every time I hit go, and I like have to break it down. I'll like go through this process of like I'm going to.
Could it be your computer?
It could be, yeah. But I'm going. It could be my computer, but it's like I'm going to take every object in this scene and one by one put it in and then hit go and see if it breaks. It's like, okay, I've gotten to the point where it's not broken, right? This is like this intense problem solving, like trial and error thing. It's like, is it this object? Nope, still working. Is it this object? Nope, still working. Is it this object? Okay, it's broken. Okay, it's the potato chip bag. Damn it.
Yeah.
But why would it be doing that?
I don't know. I think that was one where I hadn't converted the textures to...
Oh, right.
And it was
right.
freaking out on it. So I realized, okay, once I convert the textures, it works. Mm-hmm. So that was one. And then with the Stormtrooper thing, those brooms that I downloaded from Turbo Squid, I could have made a broom, I guess, but I just like end up buying everything on Turbo Squid because I'm an idiot. Come on, it was just like $12 or something. But so the broom was designed, and I didn't realize this. Are we like running crazy?
No, we're good.
No, I saw that's the trailer.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
we're good.
Muted, don't worry.
Okay, cool. So this broom had a million. Like a million is I'm exaggerating. I don't know how many polygons there were. There were all of these little fibers that were actually modeled out, and on top of that, there was a subdivision surface. So I was
actually,
like,
that's what it is. Subdivision surfaces.
Yeah.
Any subdivision surface thing that I get off of Turbo Squid and try and throw into Octane, it crashes.
It chokes.
crashes.
So
are you using the new alpha?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So like with one of those shots, the one where we're doing that kind of fly through, where we first see the stormtroopers on broomsticks and we're flying down the tunnel, I hadn't figured it out by then. So I ended up like splitting it into two passes where the stormtroopers were by themselves and then the tunnel.
I'd like to see that pass where they're just flying without the broom.
Yeah, and actually there was something weird going on where like because it was just them and not enough of the other objects, the lighting was different. So when I composited it back, it was like it didn't like if you look at that shot, the stormtroopers do not look like they belong. There's like some weird milkiness going on and stuff, but it's close enough that I just left it and never re-rendered it. But like, yeah, I fixed the broom problem, and it, if I re-rendered it, it would look like it's more seamless or whatever. But yeah.
So what's next on the agenda for
Harry Star Potter?
Harry Star Potter.
Well, Trevor's talk really made me want to get into Nitroblast.
Okay.
And now I just want to take those dudes and like jam them through some asteroids, like have them like breaking up asteroids and like have some laser gun fire and all sorts of crazy stuff.
Do they need some wands?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Well, I want there's like a whole live action component to this where the guys on the other end have totally dropped the ball, and they shot some stuff that looked pretty crazy. Like they've got their Lord Vadermort character with all of this he's got a Darth Vader helmet and he looks like Voldemort. They had some legit makeup people on this thing. But I wanted, someone to be like, they've got a wand and I want blaster fire to come out of the wand.
Yeah.
It's so ripe for so many ideas. I want to make a whole space battle and like zero-G explosions and use some of those explosions from the Jet Strike pack or whatever, I don't know. I just want to go crazy with it. It's fun. I didn't come up with the idea. Like, they have this mashup channel, and this was, their idea. But all that they did was say Harry Potter, Star Wars, and from there I was like, I'm gonna do this.
Nice.
Nice.
That's funny.
That's cool. Joshua did talk about this plugin today, and I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name. And I'm not doing show notes tonight because I want to get this thing posted and go to bed.
Yeah.
So I'll add them eventually. But he talked about this plugin today that basically will take it's different than taking all your geometry and hitting C.
Right.
Right. And it kind of, especially when you're doing like video game stuff, it kind of creates a shell of your geometry. Do you remember the name of it?
It's different also than connect and delete.
Yeah.
Because it's welding all these things together, right, into a single mesh.
And cutting out all the intersecting stuff as well.
Nothing on the inside. I'm really interested in it because I think there are some things that I build, sometimes for Octane that are very high poly and probably are overkill. And I would love to try that and see if I can fix some of my scenes that are just kind of getting a little hairy at times,
Or you could just buy 3 Titans and you'll be good.
Well, yeah, there's that. There's that.
Just throw a bunch of money at the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not a great idea when you own your own company.
No.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's just never a great idea.
That's true.
But I just want Titans real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Can you think of anything else you want to talk about?
I had a list.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I think that we probably covered most of it.
Nice.
We have 0 viewers on Periscope.
Who cares?
Well, it is 4:00 in the morning Central Time. So the internet is asleep.
This is great because now instead of just yelling at my iPhone and nobody hearing me, I can say things to you guys.
Awesome.
Usually I'm just on the outside listening in.
Now you've got our phone numbers, so you can text us and say, "Hey, you were totally wrong about this."
Bullshit.
Well, we have a lot of we had a lot of social stuff. We had a lot of email to go over.
Yeah, but we're not going to do it.
Verfex Dreamcore. I still haven't looked at your reel. This is good. This is going to be the Jimmy Kimmel, Matt Damon. Sorry, we didn't have enough time. For you thing. I still haven't been able to look at your reel. I'm totally going to look at your reel though.
That's all right. He's actually a few episodes behind, I believe.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. That's true.
We had some haters.
What did the haters say?
It's all right. We're not going to.
No, you know what? I'm going to address it really quick.
Oh boy!
Because he deleted his comment, and
I've got to do our weekly check to see if we've.
Oh, check that, and I'm gonna address this in a nice way.
Why are podcasts all the popularity determined on iTunes? That's such crap.
I know.
Also, what does it even mean? I don't really understand why does this matter so much? Is it the legitimacy of the whole podcast is dependent on?
No, well, it's just being able to get out there. It's being able to get out there and get people to see it. That's the real thing.
Well,
you want to get more listeners.
Aren't the motion graphics artists going to come to it through a different source?
I hope so.
I find this stuff by motion graphics forums.
We asked someone. We said, "How'd you hear about the podcast?" One of the guys who came up to us today said, "I was looking for, Cinema 4D stuff." And I came across your YouTube page, so I think a lot of people are finding it on the YouTube page. And
the thing is, I don't know how the keywords and all that work. If you look for Cinema 4D on iTunes, it does not bring us up at all. Nothing at all. You get Grayscale Gorilla, that's it. Now, the other thing, I was going to address with the dude, because he's listening to the show, so I'm not going to be a jerk about it, but he said we don't have enough, because we talked about releasing the plugin. He said we don't have enough fan base.
We need to build a fan
base.
base.
We don't have a fan
you guys
base.
told me about this.
And I was like, well, I mean, we got 3,500 YouTube subscribers. I'm not sure. It's a very niche thing. I understand that. But he was basically saying that we were ragging on Nick about his top coat, which we weren't really ragging on it at all. We were just saying, like, if you are using plugins, you should know, like, the theory that goes behind them and, like, how to do it yourself if you needed to do it.
Yeah, Top Coat's a really good plugin. You know, it creates some really pretty materials and stuff like that.
But if you're getting top coat and you don't understand how reflectance channel works, then I think that's probably a bad thing. Same thing. I'm going to say the same thing about our plugin. If you don't understand the mechanics of how to make this stuff, well, that kind of sucks because you do need to know how it works. But this is helpful because you don't want to have to create it every single time.
Yeah.
And so he was just saying, you know, a spotlight, come on, guys. And my only advice was, because this guy isn't an Octane guy, just don't,
realize,
you know.
We don't have spotlights.
There's no spotlight.
Yeah, it's so funny because who are we talking to? Who's the guy?
Today?
Yeah.
From the guy you were talking about.
The plugin place.
VFX Central, Aaron Sorensen. He is amazing.
Yeah, and we were talking to him today, and we were talking about the plugin, and he was like, yeah, you know, we built a spotlight. He's like, what? A spotlight?
Yeah, he's like, I want that.
Like, even with fall-off and stuff?
Yeah,
dude.
Awesome. Yeah. And I sent him a link to an email, and he's like, dude, totally. He watched the video.
That's
he's
great.
like, totally gonna buy this.
Yeah.
So.
I bought he's got amazing anamorphic lens flares that are like real and shot on the red.
Cool.
And I use those in the Harry Star Potter thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was like, I don't know, $60 or $70, but it was totally worth it because those are legit. Yeah, and there's also like a way to bring it into Nuke and with Nuke optical flares, so you can actually have a controllable flare that is that real anamorphic look. Yeah, totally.
And we'll give you a copy of this plugin too, so you can alpha test it.
Oh yeah, I want to. I signed up.
We need feedback for sure. We got to get this thing out pretty soon, so we got to test it.
Do you use Nuke?
I just dabble in it. I used it to stabilize a shot on this feature that I did half a year ago. And the cool thing was it allowed me to camera track it, but then use the camera track to do a 3D stabilize, which is a more unique, like, it's not just like Mocha or 2D stabilization. This was like, you can literally lock down, position, rotation, and Z.
Yeah.
And like the most controllable, best way to stabilize something.
That's cool.
Yeah. So when I saw that, it kind of blew my mind, and I used it on that shot that I showed in my presentation where we're steady camming down the hall, going into the trophy case, and then going down the hall.
That was such a pretty shot. Like, I actually thought that was 3D.
Wait, how do you mean? Oh,
just
the
because
shot
it looks so cool.
Yeah, I thought the whole thing was 3D.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, but man, the textures on those trophies were killer.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm so familiar with After Effects that I keep really trying hard to switch to Nuke, and then I realized that I can just do so much in After Effects, and it would just take so long to get to that point.
Yeah.
And then I see people's presentations. Like, there's this one dude who made this Leviathan film. Check it out. It's one of the most beautiful pieces of CG I've ever seen. And he begged, borrowed, and stealed to be able to make it. People's render farms and all this stuff. And but he in his talk he was like, "Yeah, I used After Effects." Right. He was like, After Effects can do everything that Nuke does. People that are all about Nuke, snootiness, well, screw them kind of thing. And so that when I see stuff like that, I'm like, all right, I don't need to spend a million hours learning Nuke. I already know how to use something that works really well. The one thing that I would say is Nuke does its 3D system and projections really, really well. Like, After Effects sucks at projections. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, projection mapping.
No, I don't think I've ever
not
had.
Projection map, like camera projection, like kind of what I did with the mushrooms,
Yeah.
where you're
yeah.
So like if you want to, let me think of an example. Like Andrew Kramer's got a really good tutorial on his site for how to kind of hack, camera projection in After Effects, where you've got a shot, right, and it's basically like you're doing parallax moves, the stupid trick where you're cutting out different layers in Photoshop, and then but it's like that on crack, where you've got more 3D objects, and you've got all of these planes in the scene, and so when you have a still image, right, that looks photographic and it's real, but you're projecting it onto this proxy geometry, like these planes in After Effects, allows you to move the camera, and it feels like you're actually moving in real life or whatever. So yeah, Nuke is really good, really, really good about that, and that's how so much of the VFX stuff is done, is with those projections.
It's nice to have the nodes because you can say, okay, I want to pull the alpha from this 10 times, you know.
Yeah,
that
and
kind
you're not
of thing,
digging through pre-comp after pre-comp and all that stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, it can do the same things.
Yeah. Totally. Oh, you guys should get on the Slack channel for motion design. Have you heard of that?
I'm on there.
You're on there?
Yeah.
I was just informed about this. It's huge. Yeah, I didn't know about it, and it's like invite only, or not invite only. You just send in proof that you've made some kind of motion design thing, and then they let you in.
They have like massive. A section called water cooler where everybody just kind of talks. And the thing about it is, what I really heard, where I heard about it, is somebody was talking about, remember Mograph.net used to be the big thing. And so everybody keeps saying, like, this is where everybody has moved from Mograph.net to this Slack channel, which is crazy.
Yeah.
There's so many people on there.
Totally. Yeah, it's like over 1,000. Really big channel.
It's kind of like the little mini Skype Octane thing, which y'all need to get on, by the way. I'll talk to Tom Glimpse about
that'd be awesome.
Because y'all got to get in there, because now, I mean, it's just every day everybody's talking about, like,
no way.
Good morning, guys. What's going on? How's your day? And everybody's in different time zones, which is funny. So it's like, 9 o'clock at night, and I'm like finishing up stuff, and people are like, good morning. I'm like, good night.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, there's so many like international. I mean, like the freaking 3ds Max and Octane stuff is just driving me crazy with how good it is. If you guys get on the Octane Facebook group, there's like a lot of, I know it's like totally a mess, but there are some amazing posts like every day, and I'm just like blown away. Like every day I'm like, oh, I'm a fraud, right? I remember now. That like all this stuff I'm doing that I think is kind of cool, like I'm still close to the bottom. Like
is Tom the moderator of that? Is Tom Glimpse the moderator of that?
He is. He's the moderator.
Is? Okay, cool. I need to get on there because I'm not on there yet.
Yeah, do it.
Cool. Well, I am incredibly exhausted.
Tired.
So I still have to edit this thing.
The red in your eyes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm doing better than you guys because I'm actually on the East Coast, so I'm 3 hours. 3 hours.
Oh, jeez.
So what time is it for me?
It is
4:53.
Yeah.
It's basically 5 o'clock in the morning
rocking.
your time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm doing good.
Good times.
I'm ready to keep talking for another hour. Let's do it.
Do it. Well, you're gonna have to come on again, like remotely, so we could like send you the microphone or something.
Totally.
Figure that out.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
Heck, you should do some tutorials for us.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, will you
That'd
do
be
that?
Awesome.
It doesn't pay anything.
I think I like talked about everything that I have to talk about ever. In my 2 hour presentation.
Well, come up with some Octane stuff for
okay.
us.
Dude,
I
was going to say, like, a lot of your... It's so interesting watching someone else work because the things that they do just through muscle memory and stuff,
Yeah.
Like, I would have never thought of, like, the changing your
focal length with the right click. Yeah. I didn't know about that.
Cool, yeah.
That's so cool.
Bias said that too. He was like, I didn't know about that.
Those big movements, and putting the camera in a null and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
Lots of people don't think to do that.
Yeah, it's just super simple that you just don't think about. But man, those movements looked awesome.
Cool. Yeah. Totally.
That would be cool. And I mean, it's just like people tell you when they want you to do free work for them. I mean, if you do tutorials for us, I mean, the exposure is really great. It doesn't pay anything.
Yeah, but that's awesome. No, I would love to. That's great.
You're totally going to get exposure.
Totally.
And there's going to be other projects coming up. We're totally...
Yeah, no, yeah. This one's going to get your foot in the door.
Tell you what, we'll give you a free plug-in.
That was recent. Like, this, post supervisor was like, I know this one's real bad, but if you do this one, then the next one, I'm going to get you a 10K job. It's going to be great. Didn't happen. Never does. Never trust them. Do not trust them.
That's right. Oh, man. All right. Well, you can rate us on iTunes, leave a review. Also, subscribe to the audio if you're just listening to it without actually being subscribed. That'd be great. You can say you've been there, done that, got the T-shirt, and maybe get the T-shirt from us if you're here at NAB right now. It says no Brograph, no Mograph. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, And of course, YouTube and Brograph.com.
And if you have any questions or comments, or you want to tell us that you think having a spotlight in Octane is stupid, you can email us.
Which is cool. That's fine. We'll take that. CC, it's all good.
You email us at brograph@brograph.com. And I think that concludes. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, it's awesome.
For real.
Thanks for coming and hanging out.
Yeah.
There's so much more we could talk about. We're going to have to like continue the conversation for sure.
Cool.
Totes my goats.
Toast my goats.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Until next time.
I'm Dave.
I'm Matt.
I'm David.
Are you going to the mall later today? Yeah. Have a good one.
Later, bros.
Bye-bye.
It's pretty good, I guess. Brograph.com, an online resource for learning critical components of Cinema 4D and After Effects, specifically catered to help you prevail as a motion graphic designer.
What's up, bros? Welcome to another Brograph motion graphics tutorial.
We give you professional time-saving tips, shortcuts, and lessons that help give you an edge over your fellow designers. Not only this, but our new Brograph Talks help you in your file management, hardware configuration, and client relations.
I love projects that scare me. When our art director comes to us and asks for something that I had never done before, man, it gets me pumped.
Join us for live sessions, check out our crazy Cinema 4D experiments, or just watch our Fun with Brograph series, where we show you practical applications for techniques learned in previous tutorials. Do this from the beginning, and your client is going to respect that, and they're going to respect you, and they're going to respect your time. Subscribe today and get automatic updates on the latest tutorials, tricks, tips, and inspiration brought to you by industry professionals Dave Koss and Matt Milstead, all with a slight dash of dry humor peppered in. Real nice banana.
Brograph.com, your source for tutorials that will help you thrive in the motion graphics industry. Don't just play around with Cinema 4D and After Effects, master it, and make money by becoming indispensable at your workplace.
We don't care how you get here, folks. Just get here. Subscribe now to Brograph Tutorials. It's pretty good, I guess.